Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is all about the MIELLE Organics scandal. I actually took a poll on my membership because I wanted to know everybody's thoughts and opinions and feelings about the MIELLE Organics scandal. And so I wanted to share with you from the main demographic for MIELLE Organics, at least the starting demographic, right? Because obviously once P&G acquired MIELLE, we knew, at least I knew, I knew things was gonna change now. It's a tale as old as time, okay? We already knew something was going to happen once the CEO sold the company, essentially, right? Because obviously it's still her company, it's still her brand, and they're regarding the P&G as a partnership, but that's never really how it goes. Initially, when P&G were purchasing MIELLE, immediately everybody that was black was worried how this would affect the brand going forward, because in the past we've seen it happen where a white company buys a black company and all of a sudden the products are no longer doing what they used to do, or they're now causing problems with health, or blah 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 blah. A little backstory: out of nowhere, a bunch of people, women, were on Twitter complaining that MIELLE Organics is damaging their hair, making their hair fall out, yada yada yada. Initially, when this merger was happening, the owner, Monique Rodriguez, she was pretty much addressing the concerns of the black people at the time and saying that this was their way of expanding their reach, because obviously she started in her kitchen, right? So this was a great opportunity financially for her, obviously, and you know, marketing, all those things. It's like when you bring your product to Shark Tank, right? There comes a point in your business where you can only do so much. Yes, you've made what you can make and you've reached the audience you can reach, but you know, Procter and Gamble, which is a gamble, girl. Procter and Gamble could obviously help her achieve even greater success with the business. However, it also was coming at a time where the brand started to be used by not only us but Caucasian people on TikTok, and those people were buying up all of the stuff and it was sold out everywhere. And obviously black women were online complaining that, you know, products for us that were initially made for us are now being used by other people, and they were like, we can't have nothing for ourselves, child. So they was upset, rightfully so, because again, it's a tale as old as time, where we are enjoying something made for us by us. White people come in and Christopher Columbus the thing, okay, and then before you know it, we don't have any for us, and it's already hard enough for us to get the certain things that we need. Like a lot of our hair products, we got to go to our African hair supply store. We can't go to the regular stores to get our stuff. And now we got white people coming into our spaces to purchase the items, and so it is upsetting if you are trying to get your black hair care products, because obviously our hair is completely different than everybody else's, right? So certain things that they use in their hair, we can't be using in our hair, and vice versa. It's like a if you know, you know thing. And so people were upset when this was happening, because a lot of us had grown to love MIELLE, and a lot of us had participated in their annual 50% off sale. And so on my channel, when you have seen me do my hair care videos, I have been an avid supporter of MIELLE, and so I discovered the brand on the pomegranate line, and this is years ago. And so if you go and watch like an old like wash day routine, you'll see me using MIELLE. And I would go to the beauty supply store and I would purchase the MIELLE, and I just absolutely loved the products, and they smelled so good, and like I was obsessed with Mielle, and that became my favorite hair care brand. I was never into Shea Moisture, but when Shea Moisture had their little scandal child, when they were sold to white people, same thing happened, right? And so it's a pattern in our community that this happens, and that's why we get labeled as sellouts if we have this successful brand, and then all of a sudden we start teaming up with our counterparts to expand the reach, and then it all goes downhill. Because the conspiracy behind it is that these white companies don't like the fact that a black person has become a millionaire without their help, and they come in and then sabotage that black person, and before you know it, that black person is now out of their business. They don't own it anymore, and they've destroyed the product, so now nobody trusts the black person to create anything anymore, and now that person is down and out and broke, and they sabotage them essentially. This has happened before, right? And so they want a piece of the pie, and they will do anything to get a piece of that pie. I'm not saying that that's what Procter & Gamble has done, but somebody somewhere clearly has contributed to the downfall of Mielle Organics, and it happened just as quickly as I anticipated it would, right? Because from the minute that they partnered, I knew that the products were going to change. I knew that people were going to start complaining, and it might even be a placebo, right, where nothing has changed, but people automatically assumed it was going to change, and so now in their mind it's changed, and that's just what it is. Now, when the new line came out for Rosemary Mint, I purchased the Rosemary and Mint leave-in conditioner. I used it in one wash video since I've been in Jamaica. I think I've only done one hair routine since I've been in Jamaica, but like I used that conditioner in that video, and in that video I talk about how I don't really necessarily like it because it tends to lather like soap when I put it in my wet hair, and so I didn't like that, and I don't really like the feel of it. Like, I wasn't really a fan of the Rosemary Mint situation as much as I was of the pomegranate line, right? So based on that, I actually had stopped using the Mielle conditioner, and that's the only Mielle product I have here in Jamaica. I stopped using it, and I'm not gonna hold you, my hair has grown tremendously because remember, I had dyed my hair brown, and right now only the tips of my hair are brown. Everything else from the root to like the ends of my hair is black. It grew out that much, but I stopped using that conditioner I think shortly after I had filmed that video. I can't necessarily say that I think that that conditioner was stunting the growth of my hair, or, you know, making my hair fall out or anything like that. That's not my experience, but I did take a poll, like I said, on my membership tab to see where everybody else stood concerning this matter. So I'm going to share with you guys the poll, and I'm also going to read you guys the comments. I wanted to do it based on my audience because obviously I have used and promoted Mielle without obviously a sponsorship, right? So I've promoted Mielle on my channel before because I genuinely love the products. I might be the reason that some people were introduced to Mielle, and so that's why I kind of asked my core audience about Mielle, because I spent a lot of time in the comment sections on Instagram when this topic gets brought up, and I see a lot of people in there claiming that their hair too was falling out and yada 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 yada. Now the argument is these people cannot identify whether or not it really is the Mielle products, but they're saying, listen, I was using it and my hair was falling out, so I stopped using it and my hair stopped falling out. That's what they are saying, right? And so you can't really argue with that. There's no scientific proof, right? There's no actual proof that this is why their hair was falling out. But like, if you've been taking care of your hair for years and your hair was not falling out, and you start using this particular product and then your hair is changing, obviously, I mean, it don't take rocket science to figure out what the problem is. But that's the thing with hair care. Some stuff is gonna work for you and some stuff is not. And so for me, the Rosemary Mint situation was not working for me, whereas the pomegranate stuff was. Now, based on the situation, I can't say that I will continue to purchase MIELLE Organics, because the truth of the matter is I'm the type of person that doesn't even like products in their hair. I don't put a lot of stuff in my hair, and as you guys have seen over the years, like, my hair flourishes. There's times where I'm bald, and there's times where my hair is short, and there's times where my hair is waist length, right? And so I'm trying to get back to waist length. I will never shave my head ever again. That was a one-time thing. I was having my moment. I'm trying to grow my hair down to my literal booty crack. So I've been doing different things to try to get my hair to grow, and what I'm doing now seems to be working, so I'm gonna keep at it. But like, I don't use a lot of stuff in my hair. In fact, one of my favorite products to use in my hair is the Kirkland freaking conditioner from Costco. That is my favorite conditioner. The slip is good, the condition is good, everything is good, and I know they ain't putting nothing in it cancerous to kill off black people, because it ain't for black people necessarily. It's just a conditioner that everybody buys. I love me the Kirkland conditioner. I don't necessarily use the shampoo because I have scalp issues, and so right now I'm using Nizoral, which I absolutely love for my scalp problem, okay? And so also I want to say that I think the rosemary mint line was affecting my psoriasis issue. It was adding to the issue, so that's another reason I stopped using it, right? I don't think my hair necessarily likes, or my scalp, sorry, likes leave-in conditioners. So I'm doing a lot of talking. When I took the poll, I said, have y'all been having issues with the product since P&G bought them? Is your hair falling out? And then the 4 options I gave was, I love MIELLE to this day. MIELLE canceled was option 2. Option 3 was I'm on the fence. And option 4 was I think they sabotaged her. And so I have 143 votes here, with 8% saying they love MIELLE to this day. That is the lowest percent. The next lowest percent is I think they sabotaged her, with 12%. I'm on the fence was our highest poll answer at 54%, and MIELLE canceled at 27%. Everybody that voted did not necessarily comment, and so let's get into some of the comments. Amore Riley, she said, I really think the girls just don't know how to care for their hair. She said she never used the oil, but people really don't be buying the right products for their hair and not taking care of their actual hair instead of going from style to style. Now, I'm very much minimal care with my hair. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I don't know if this is a fair statement, because we're talking about adults here that have been dealing with their hair since forever. And of course, hair care in this day and age is trial and error, but I just don't know if it's fair to say that people don't know what they're doing with their hair. But it is possible, because I mean, a few years ago I didn't know what to do with my hair. Okay, it was dry and brittle. Okay, I didn't know what to do. So maybe that's where people are at in this stage of their life. But even in the times that I didn't necessarily know how to care for my hair type, I was not losing hair. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't balding and my hair wasn't falling out of my head. So I don't know. I don't know that this is a fair way to look at the situation. Do you guys feel that way? Do you feel like it's a personal issue of not knowing how to care for your hair? Then Miss Jackson said, I'm still going to use. Everybody's hair is different, so for me, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. And I know that's right. I know that's right, because if it's still working, if it works for you, then it works for you, and it's your God-given right to use whatever products you want to use in your hair. And if it's not been breaking off your hair, then why would you stop using it? You know what I mean? And so I agree with her 100%. I think it's everybody's prerogative what to do with what they got. Cameron said, never use the product, but I'm glad I didn't, LOL. ABN said, I personally am not a fan of the rosemary shampoo and conditioner, but I like the oil, and the pomegranate line is bomb. Honestly, if she just sold the pomegranate line forever, she probably would just never be in this problem. I don't know what the numbers are, so I can't say like she should have just not signed with P&G because she already made her millions, and she's gonna keep selling because people are faithful to the brands that work for their hair. If a product is working for you, you're not gonna switch it out because you know it works for you, and so you have your revenue is going to continue to generate. But for whatever reason, they wanted to expand, and so I'm not going to say that she greedy now, okay? But if greed played a role in her decision if she wanted to make more money, because why not? Like, why not make more money? But at the same time, it came with a price, clearly, or a cost, right? It wasn't just she's gonna make more money and everybody's gonna be happy. Now, in business, you obviously should know that you cannot satisfy everybody. It's never gonna happen, right? You cannot satisfy everybody, and you know, it's not Miss Rodriguez's job to necessarily satisfy everybody, but your consumers are important. And the thing about it is, if you have a Black owned business and your core demographic are Black women, who, by the way, are the biggest spenders, okay? In the beauty industry, we spend the most. Look it up. If that is your core demographic and you decide you're gonna jump ship because you want to make more money and you want to start selling to the other people because you think that there's more money selling to white people and Black people, but then you change the product to work for their hair too, and then it's not working for our hair anymore, well, then you lose the Black dollar. And if that's a risk you're willing to take, then I guess you deserve everything that, you know, is coming to you. But this is why people use the term sellout when stuff like this happens, because the same thing happened with Juvia's place, right? Like, it's makeup, so it was never necessarily for Black people, but it was a Black owned business that, you know, even the imagery on the Juvia's place makeup was or is African inspired, right? And Nubian, and, you know, Black people built up that brand. And the minute, you know, the white influencer started to use it, she stopped sending her PR to Black influencers, or not necessarily stop, but like there was a big drama with that. She started to want to work with the white influencers because, you know, they had a larger reach, and it's a slap in the face to the Black people that supported the brand in the beginning. And that's what this kind of feels like, because you can't turn your back on the people that were supporting you to begin with. You know what I mean? Money will make people do that though, because in my opinion, I feel like if you want to expand that way, leave the products that you have the same for the people that it's for, and make a new line that can go for all hair types, not just the Black hair type. If you were in your kitchen making products because you couldn't find products that worked for your hair in the stores, and nothing was working and your hair's falling out and all these things, if that's how you started your brand from the ground up, how could you then allow another company that doesn't give a damn about a Black person to come in and change anything? And she may not even know that they have changed the stuff, right? Because she's not making it in her kitchen anymore. She doesn't have that control over what's going in the products as much as she may think she does, right? And so that's another part of the problem. Once you become huge, you are now working with another party, even if it's a 49-51 split. If you are no longer in charge of your brand the way you were when you were in that kitchen, baby, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Anything can happen to your product, to where now your product is not giving what it used to give. And this happens with food all the time. First of all, there's certain foods that I love, and the minute that they change it, I'm like, I can't eat this anymore. And it happened with premium crackers, okay? The red box of crackers, baby. I used to eat those crackers with applesauce. That's my favorite freaking snack. Applesauce and premium crackers. One day I purchased a box of crackers from Costco and I went to go have my favorite snack. Baby, they completely changed the crackers. They don't taste the same. They don't crunch the same. Nothing was the same about them. And they've done it to a million different food products. They've done it to so many different food products where I'm like, this don't taste the same. And they think that you're not going to taste the difference. But they switch out these products for cheaper products, then put the price up, which is another problem, right? They put the price up after switching out what the good product was. make it more expensive, even though they're using a cheaper product to make it, and it tastes completely different, and then they lose me or you or whoever as a consumer. And they're doing the same thing with these hair products, and like they think that the consumer is not going to notice. We notice. I was actually watching a documentary the other day about the issue in the grocery store, and so this man was buying these granola bars that are dipped in chewy, the Quaker dipped in chewy bars, and they're supposed to be covered in chocolate. They changed out using real cocoa for the dipped part and switched it for some kind of flavor, and he bit it and was like, this is not the same. And then when he looked at the packaging, it said the new ingredient that is there instead of the cocoa. Just nasty. I don't want to get too off topic where that stuff concerned, but the point is that this is what happens in the food we eat, and it happens in our hair products and our makeup products. You know, you could be using a makeup product for the longest time and it works for your skin, and all of a sudden they change one damn ingredient in it and you realize, I can't use this anymore because it's breaking me out every single time. Like, we're going to notice. We as the consumers that love the products that we love them for a reason. If it ain't broke, like she said, well, if it ain't broke, don't break it. And clearly something is broken here. Okay, anyway, let's get back to these comments. I bought a few products when they had their annual sale, but I never touched them. I'm throwing mine out. I think that's a little extreme, girl. I think that's a little extreme. You can't just be chucking out the products now. I mean, what can you do though? If multiple people are saying my hair is falling out, and it's not like did somebody pay these people to say that their hair is falling out because some next brand is coming and trying to push Monique out of the way? Like, I don't think that that's the case. These are random women from TikTok and Twitter saying that their hair is falling out. Now, it could be that somebody decided that they are going to start this and see if people jump on the bandwagon, because it happens a lot like this, right? It could be this person could have maybe lost no hair. I don't know, because I haven't seen the actual Twitter post, but she could have just decided that she's going to post this and see what happens, and it's gone viral, and now there's this big like lawsuit or whatever. But you can't have a lawsuit and not be able to prove your stuff, right? So there's that on that. You know, if I were a consumer that's not tried the products and I bought a bunch of products, and then I see a whole bunch of people online saying that their hair fell out from these products, I'm probably gonna throw mine out too. So I don't necessarily blame Faith for saying that she's gonna throw her products out, but I do think it is a little extreme. I would try to do a strand test and see what happens, see if I like it or not. But yeah, it's like, do I want to take that risk? And that's the position people are now in, because if you've not already had your own experience with the brand, you're gonna avoid it now, right? And so it puts a bad taste in the consumer's mouth. So then Christian said, I use their Coil Sculpting Custard and Leave-In Conditioner, both products I've had for months and haven't needed to buy recently, but it's time to re-up, and I'm nervous for sure. So it's instilled fear now in people, right? Anybody have any good alternatives? I'm thinking of maybe giving Uncle Funky's daughter a try. Don't do it today or tomorrow, said, I tried TGIN earlier this year and ain't looked at a MIELLE, at a pattern, nothing. I love it. I don't know what TGIN is, but now I'm interested to know. Kayla said, I was using the pomegranate line for the longest, and I would say at the start of the year, maybe at least last year, I noticed my hair shedding a lot during washes. I really thought I was tripping until I switched back to As I Am products and stopped experiencing so much loss. All this conversation was super validating for me. So it's not just the rosemary mint line. Apparently it's also in the pomegranate line. She said she was experiencing shedding, a lot of shedding, and she thought she was tripping, and then sees other people saying, I'm experiencing these problems, and it makes her situation make sense. And so if that's multiple people's experience, we cannot ignore that, right? I still use both rosemary and mint and the pomegranate honey line together, and my hair is still flourishing. I also use a clarifying shampoo, Taraji's brand, which I love. I think it's about all the work you put into your hair after the products and genetics, plus your diet plays a huge role in your hair growth and retention. Eggs and water are your best friend, girlies. So that was its fiance. I think that's a really important point too. Your diet, if you're taking vitamins or not, you know, what you consume. If you're eating Pizza Hut every damn day and you think your hair not gonna start to fall out, girl, you're tripping, okay? Obviously nobody's eating Pizza Hut every day, but these are things to consider. Your diet is gonna play a role in how your hair is being affected or growing out of your head. And you know, she said she uses the clarifying shampoo. I don't know nothing about that, okay? I use me some Nizoral because of this scalp, and I use me some Kirkland conditioner, and my genetics obviously are going to play a role in how my hair grows. And you know, I take vitamins when I remember. It really just depends on, I think, a lot of different factors. But again, because so many people are having the same experience, we can't act like it's not happening. Olivia J said, wait, this is news to me. I love MIELLE. My hair started growing so much since I started using. Jermia said, I think it varies from person to person. I only use the pomegranate as well and my hair was fine, but I also have more coarse hair, so even if I do shed a lot, it doesn't really make much of a difference for me. Darian said, or is it Darian, said, I use my tried and true Cantu and anti-jackies every time. I tried MIELLE once and the definition of moisture just was not there, so I scrapped the products. I'm not surprised at this news, to be honest. Kimberly said, never used her products consistently enough, but when I did, it was okay, to be honest. Then Kendra said, I stopped using them years ago when her and her husband bullied that girl on YouTube. I can't support businesses like that. Child, I don't know nothing about that, so I can't even get into that. I don't know nothing about that. Dawn said, mint shampoo and conditioner was tearing my hair up. For months, I thought it was my psoriasis and dermatitis, but when I switched my shampoos, all of the issues stopped. I'm glad a lot of people aren't having issues, but I can't use the products again. And so, just like Dom, that's what I was saying in the beginning, that my scalp does not respect that leave-in conditioner at all, okay? Itchy. I can't. Shenanigans said, their products added no moisture to my hair once she sold the company. They really played her. Chill. Oh, chill. I can't. Kate said, I'm sad because I just did the big chop and was using the rosemary mint oil. I did notice that my hair was super dry when using it, and I had to do a wash and co-wash weekly. Now I've transitioned to just regular olive oil to see if there's actually a difference or if my hair is just dry. So the jury's still out on that one, okay? Raven Alexis said, I've never tried any of her products, and she threw me off years back when she was cussing people out for talking bad about her product. Can't remember the product or anything, but I remember that this isn't her first scandal or whatever you want to call it. And so somebody responded and said they remember that. I don't know nothing about that. Oh my God, I don't be keeping up with this kind of stuff. Anyway, Mariah said, I just recently, like maybe 4 months ago, started using their products, so I think I might need to rethink my hair routine and products because I bought them to help with dryness and breakage. Dej said, the pomegranate line is my go-to. I haven't experienced anything really bad with this line. Never did the oils because I mix my own. I'm always open to trying new products. And same, I always will try a new product, but like, girl, I don't have time for my hair. I think that's what it is. I don't have a lot of time for my hair, so I find that less is more. And obviously everybody can't live that life where less is more with their hair, because we all have different hair textures, porosities, whatever, right? So you might have to do a lot more to your hair than I have to do to my hair. And so finding your, regime is key and what products work for you. Savage T said, I stopped messing with them when they first went mainstream. It happens every time, which is true. These products, these rappers, whoever, once something goes mainstream, things just go left, okay? I talk about Schoolboy Q all the time because when I was younger, I loved Schoolboy Q, and the minute he went mainstream, I was like, get this out of here. Get this out of here. Go back to the mixtape days, please, okay? Mainstream is just not it. Stay underground, okay? Stay underground. Your mom said, when I started using the pomegranate line last year, my hair was growing and it was the healthiest it's ever been. I have noticed more split ends lately, and I just bought a new bottle 2 months ago. I'll keep using it until I finish the bottle and try to find a new product. Sucks because I have really sensitive skin and trying new products have caused havoc for my hair in the past. So multiple people now in my comment section are saying that they've used the products, they've run out, they've repurchased the product, and they are noticing a difference from their old bottle versus their new bottle. You can't hide the stuff because the fact of the matter is it just performs differently. It performs differently, and your hair ain't gonna lie. Your hair, your skin ain't gonna lie. The company can lie, but the hair is not gonna lie. If your ends weren't splitting before and you're using the same products, you're not changing anything, your ends are splitting now, and your diet hasn't changed, and the only thing that's changed is a new bottle, what you got to say about that? Like Pseudo said, yeah, I figured it would happen as soon as it went extremely mainstream and they had it being sold out everywhere. I was just saying the other day, when they hype up something so much, it ends up being quite the opposite and actually hinders people in the long run. It's true. That's exactly it. Nara said, I have used both the rosemary and pomegranate line and have had no issues, so I don't know. Amaya said, I stopped using Mielle when they started to care more about their white customers and social media creators than black creators that made and supported their company. Clock the seat! Clock it! Sophia said, I've never used them and probably never will. Made in Trinidad said, I use a Hawaiian line, the blue label, and my hair seems to like it. I always feel so fresh and clean, and after I tried the oil, but the oil did nothing for me. My hair didn't fall out, thank God, but it didn't have much growth either. Baby, you is better off boiling some rosemary on the damn stove and spraying it up in that hair, okay? Than buying this rosemary mint nonsense. I'm telling you. Read what's in it. Google, if you need to, what products help grow hair. Green tea is great. Okay, find out what is great and stimulating for hair growth and buy natural stuff and figure out your hair situation. You know, because it's true. When these products get overhyped, that's when problems start. Because they can't produce it fast enough at the same quality that it once was, so they give you lesser, charge you more, and before you know it, you look like me in 2021, bald. Okay? Bald. Guy said, I literally just bought a whole shampoo and conditioner set from their new line because it smells so good. I might just throw it all away because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gullible when it comes to my hair and I don't play about my thickness and health. And then Lola said, I've never used the product, so I'm nervous to start trying. So this situation is bad news bears for Mielle, because people, though the reviews are clearly mixed here, right? People are worried about if it will destroy their hair, all because of the propaganda or the conversation around the brand. And the conversation around the brand is coming from black people saying they're having issues with the brand. Now, one of the things that I really wanted to talk about with this Mielle situation is the fact that when the conversation started, Monique posted a video to her Instagram addressing nothing. Okay, so she made this video and the tone of the video was all wrong. And so I actually had commented on the video and I said, if a PR person was involved in the making of this video, they need to be fired immediately, because the damage control was not controlling. It was adding to the damage, okay? It didn't address the issues head on. She didn't say we're investigating to see blah, 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 blah. It was giving almost gaslight. It was giving just the wrong tone and attitude and concern. And I get it. It's her baby, or it was her baby. And now people are dragging it down to the ground. She's going to see a loss in revenue. You know, I understand that she's probably frustrated, but the way that she made this video and the way that it addressed literally nothing that was of concern from the people buying the products was a problem. And so if you haven't seen that video, it was on her Instagram. I think it's still on her Instagram, so you can go and watch it there. I'm not going to insert it in this video. A big part of the problem was it felt like she was reading. It felt like she was reading. She wasn't speaking from the heart, like, which is always bad news bears when, you know, you do something like that, especially if you don't say, like, I had to write down my feelings because X, Y, and Z. If you come through the gate with that, like, I had to write this down because I didn't want to miss anything, so if you see me like looking over here, it's because I am reading something, but I wrote it. That would be great, but it didn't give that, right? So after that video went up, another post was made that said, recently there have been inaccurate statements on social media about our product safety. To clarify, no lawsuit has been filed against Mielle, and we are not involved in any active litigation. We remain unwavering in our commitment to the beauty, care, and empowerment of Black women. The brand's Instagram caption reinforced this message, saying, Mielle is committed to uplifting the Black community by broadening access to textured hair products and through our community programs. Since our founding in 2014, we have operated with the same mission and values envisioned by our founder and CEO, Monique Rodriguez, and we continue to uphold these principles. We remain unwavering in our commitment to the beauty care and empowerment of Black women. Thank you for your continued trust and support. We also want to address questions about hair shedding. According to the American Academy of Dermatology Association, it is normal to lose between 50 to 100 hairs per day. Various factors such as hormonal changes, heredity, medication, stress, poor nutrition, and excessive styling can contribute to increased hair shedding. We encourage you to seek professional advice from a doctor or board-certified dermatologist for an accurate evaluation and personalized recommendation. So, they may want to tread lightly there, okay? Because it's insulting the people's intelligence. But, yeah, it's a lot. And it's sad when, a company that you obviously have loved or like goes through something like this, because it's like, ugh, not another one bites the dust. But what can you do? And that's why it's important to stay true to yourself as a brand, especially as a brand owned by a Black woman or a Black man that originally was reaching for Black consumerism or consumers, that was your target audience. Otherwise, you might find yourself in a really terrible position when it comes to selling out, right? So as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. No, as for me, I'm good right now on MIELLE, mainly because I don't know if MIELLE sells on Amazon, but like I wouldn't buy my products locally. I don't live in Canada anymore, so like it's not just a drive to the beauty supply store and picking up my MIELLE and going home with it. I will have to buy it online, and I don't feel like buying it online. So I mean, I don't really need anything in my hair right now. I don't be styling my hair like that. You know what I mean? I don't. If I'm in like a natural hair phase, like, because I went through like that phase where I was wearing my natural hair all the time. I always had it curly and like in a bun, and I had the, that was like when I was in 2019, I think, when I was pregnant with Belle. That's when I wore my natural hair a lot after I had Say. I'm not in that natural hair phase right now. I'm definitely wigging it out, so I don't have a lot of hair care to do outside of washing and conditioning and making sure my hair stays alive on my head. Okay, like that's it. So I don't really have a need to purchase products. I'm not into hair care like I would be, say, skincare or makeup. So it's really not even that important to me to be discussing. But because I definitely have used MIELLE and loved MIELLE previously, I decided I would, get you guys take and share, my thoughts and opinions. Now, if I am in the market for a new hair care product, it probably won't be MIELLE. I can't risk my hair falling out. I just can't. I've already gone through postpartum shedding. Don't need to experience that shedding of any kind ever again. I've already been bald. I don't need to be bald again. Like, I don't need that kind of smoke in my life. And so, I'm not gonna bother with that. But I have a bottle of the rosemary mint conditioner in my shower that I haven't used in months, and it was long before this situation occurred. In the comment section below, let me know your experience with MIELLE, and also if you are still going to be a consumer or if you're good on MIELLE. What are your thoughts and opinions, and how do you think that MIELLE or Monique has handled the situation? Do you think that they need to do better? Do you think that they're doing as much as they can? It's kind of out of their hands if people's hair is not reacting good to their products? What are your opinions? I love you all so much, and I will definitely see you in the next one.